Broker IPTV.
Today we're talking with Pat Bybee, President and CEO of Metrolist. And Pat, welcome to the show.
It's great to be here.
We're going to talk about data sharing. And for those who don't know what that means, there was a Denver Metrolist, there was Iris in Boulder, there was Pikes Peak's MLS down in Colorado Springs area, and you guys all decided to share some data.
That's right. In 2003, we started what we called CCM, which is Colorado Cooperative MLS. And it's not only a sharing of MLS listings with one another, but it extends the offer of cooperation amongst the brokers of all three MLSs. Instead of requiring a member of Metrolist to have to go into Pikes Peak, for example, and negotiate a cooperative agreement to sell property there.
So people in Colorado Springs can see my listings and in Boulder see my listings by just using their respective MLSs.
Their home MLS. Our implementation said we'll share the listings with one another. Our members don't have to learn a new system. They use a system they're accustomed to.
How has that been received?
I think really well. The only challenge was that early on it was a limited number of fields.
Okay.
And while that told a broker enough about a listing being available, it really didn't give them all the information that they might need to tell whether or not it fit the needs of their buyers. So early 2007, the three MLSs agreed to expand the number of fields that we were sharing.
Okay.
And then as a part of that development effort, Metrolist issued a challenge to everyone to say, let's go all the way. We'll share 100% of our listings if you'll share 100% of your data as well.
And?
So February 2008, it became a reality.
Okay. Wow. So there's a lot of value in that because we're talking a single platform for someone, right?
If they choose, yes. We call it MLS of choice. You can choose to belong to just Metrolist and see all the front range listings.
And was there any opposition to that? Or I'm sure there was, but we've got it all worked out.
You know, not so much that you think. The front range realtors tend to work the entire front range. And so they saw the need. It made a great deal of sense to them. So while there might have been a little, pockets of objection, no, it's widely well received.
Logistically, there had to be some challenges in implementing that into Prime Access, though, right?
Actually, the logistics start with how to get the data from the other MLSs into ours, and this is where the Real Estate Transaction Standard comes into play. We use RETS to share the information between the MLSs. So the other MLSs listings go into our database just like they were a Metrolist listing.
Wow. All right, let's talk about some special recognition that you just recently received from Greg Zidell. Tell us about that.
That's right. Greg Zidell was 2008 president of the Colorado Association of Realtors, and he gave us the Presidential Distinguished Service Award this year at the Realtor Convention at the Broadmoor.
Wow.
And it was strictly in recognition of the efforts and the accomplishment of the data sharing project.
What's ahead now for data sharing?
More data sharing. We're trying to encourage the state to get on board, to share with one another, share with Metrolist. We think Colorado realtors should be able to view all the listings that they're licensed to sell in the state of Colorado.
Pat, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Find more real estate videos at brokeriptv.com.